Hello, my friends. In 1981, CIA Director William J. Casey stated this. He said, "We'll know when our disinformation is complete, when everything the American public believes is false." Stay tuned.
When you coming home, Daddy? I love you. War.
What is it good for?
What is it good for? Absolutely. Sing it to me. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
A few days ago, I watched an absolutely stunning speech by Vladimir Putin. Unfortunately, you cannot find this speech in its entirety on YouTube or anywhere else on the net because they don't want you to know what Mr. Putin said, because it is actually too noble.
The United States and its vassals grossly interfere in the internal affairs of sovereign states by staging provocations, organizing coups, or inciting civil wars. By threats, blackmail, and pressure, they are trying to force independent states to submit to their will and follow rules that are alien to them. This is being done with just one aim in view, which is to preserve their domination, the centuries-old model that enables them to sponge on everything in the world. But a model of this sort can only be retained by force. The situation in Ukraine shows that the United States is attempting to draw out this conflict. It acts in the same way elsewhere, fomenting the conflict potential in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. As is common knowledge, the US has recently made another deliberate attempt to fuel the flames and stir up trouble in the Asia-Pacific. The US escapade towards Taiwan is not just a voyage by an irresponsible politician, but part of the purpose-oriented and deliberate US strategy designed to destabilize the situation and sow chaos in the region and the world. It is a brazen demonstration of disrespect for other countries and their own international commitments. We regard this as a thoroughly planned provocation. It is clear that by taking these actions, the Western globalist elites are attempting, among other things, to divert the attention of their own citizens from pressing socio-economic problems, such as plummeting living standards, unemployment, poverty, and deindustrialization.
I can assure you that Mr. Putin was speaking extemporaneously. He was not reading a teleprompter like our puppet, Mr. Biden, does.
I think that the Chinese, like the Russians, are wondering who is in charge of U.S. foreign policy. I think they are shattered in their thought that they could deal with Mr. Biden. After all, President Xi of China and Biden talked for 2 hours plus before Nancy Pelosi's visit. And as far as I can see, Biden said, "I'm sorry, I can't stop it." I don't think the Chinese are prepared to believe that. And I think what the Chinese conclude here is that Biden is not in charge. It's pretty much hardline people in Congress and other people who have taken jobs with the Biden administration who are responsible for all kinds of misery even before Biden took power.
So what are we going to do? Biden thinks we can send a drone in to take out China. I don't think so. And China wouldn't have too much trouble bombing that semiconductor plant in Taiwan that everybody is so worried about.
Nestled on the northwest coast of Taiwan, TSMC produces 92% of the most advanced chips in the world. It's one of only 2 companies that mass produces chips below 10 nanometers, the other being Samsung. Nanometer refers to the length of a transistor. Tiny switches, 10,000 times thinner than a human hair, that control electric currents. 1 nanometer is equal to 1/billionth of a meter. The smaller the transistor, the more that can be crammed together. The more transistors you have, the better the chip, and the more powerful your computer will be. When House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan in August 2022, She made it a point to meet with TSMC chairman Mark Liu, a sign of just how important the company is. Beijing spent weeks telling Pelosi not to go to Taiwan, an island that Chinese President Xi Jinping believes is a breakaway province and has threatened to invade.
The problem is that this is part of a broader policy of decoupling from China, which is absolutely insane. Even today, you had 5 major Chinese state companies, petro and chemical companies, announcing they're going to delist from the US stock exchange. You had the US coerce Latvia and Estonia into breaking off of the Central and Eastern Europe-China agreements. The idea of decoupling from China is even more insane and suicidal than the suicidal sanctions against Russia.
So where are we going? Well, in a word, we're going to hell, because this is the end of the world as we know it. Really. What is happening right now in late August 2022 is going to change the world forever. By the year 2023, the world is not going to be the same as the world you know right now. And let me tell you something about the Chinese. They are very robust people, and they can survive under conditions that we cannot. They can sleep anywhere, anytime, in any position. Doesn't matter if it's cold or hot or whatever. They can eat anything. They can find food. They can make food out of anything. They are very clever. They are very resilient. They are very resourceful, and they are very disciplined. And that is everything that we used to be and no longer are. Have a great day.